This is absolutely earth-shattering, and I'm still in complete disbelief at what just happened. Jon Moxley has just terminated his contract with All Elite Wrestling and signed a massive 5-year deal with WWE worth a reported $50 million. But here's what's making my blood boil. This isn't just a simple contract switch. This is the most brutal betrayal in wrestling history that has completely destroyed AEW's credibility and left Tony Khan scrambling to save his entire company. The shockwaves from this bombshell are tearing apart the wrestling world and creating the biggest controversy the industry has seen in decades. The announcement came completely out of nowhere during what was supposed to be a routine AEW press conference when Moxley's lawyer walked in and delivered a termination notice that left everyone in stunned silence. The legal document cited breach of creative control clauses and failure to provide adequate working conditions as grounds for immediate contract termination. The look of absolute devastation on Tony Khan's face as he realized his biggest star was walking away was painful to watch. What makes this defection even more shocking is that Moxley had been publicly praising AEW and criticizing WWE just weeks ago during interviews and social media posts. His complete reversal and sudden departure has left fans questioning everything they thought they knew about the so-called war between wrestling companies. The level of deception and behind-the-scenes maneuvering involved in this switch is absolutely staggering. But here's where this story gets absolutely insane. Sources within AEW are revealing that Moxley had been secretly negotiating with WWE for months while still under contract and appearing on AEW television. He was essentially working as a double agent, gathering intelligence about AEW's future plans while simultaneously planning his escape to their biggest rival. The betrayal of trust is beyond anything we've ever seen in professional wrestling. The financial details of Moxley's WWE contract are mind-blowing and show just how desperate the company was to steal AEW's top star. The 5-year deal reportedly includes a $10 million signing bonus, creative control over his character, and a percentage of merchandise sales that could make him one of the highest-paid wrestlers in history. WWE literally bought their way out of their talent deficit by throwing ungodly amounts of money at their problems. The reaction from AEW wrestlers has been swift and brutal, with many taking to social media to express their feelings of betrayal and abandonment. CM Punk posted a cryptic message about loyalty meaning nothing anymore, while Kenny Omega was more direct, calling Moxley's departure the most selfish act in wrestling history. The locker room that once seemed united is now fractured and demoralized by this devastating blow. What's particularly infuriating is how Moxley's departure leaves AEW's current storylines in complete chaos, with major pay-per-view events now needing complete rewrites. His involvement in ongoing feuds and championship storylines means that months of creative planning have been destroyed overnight. The company is facing the impossible task of explaining his sudden absence without admitting they've lost their biggest star. The investigation into how WWE was able to poach Moxley is revealing serious problems with AEW's contract structure and talent retention strategies. Legal experts suggest that loopholes in the agreement allowed him to escape without the usual non-compete clauses that would have prevented him from immediately jumping to WWE. The rookie mistakes in contract negotiation are now costing AEW everything. But here's what's got wrestling fans absolutely livid. Moxley's final AEW appearance was just last week, when he cut a passionate promo about loyalty and never abandoning the company that gave him creative freedom. The complete hypocrisy and fake emotion displayed in that segment now looks like the most disgusting lie ever told on wrestling television. He was literally lying to fans' faces while planning his betrayal. The behind-the-scenes details of Moxley's departure are shocking and reveal a level of corporate espionage that seems more like a spy thriller than sports entertainment. Sources suggest that WWE had been feeding him inside information about their future plans while he was simultaneously reporting back about AEW's strategies and weaknesses. The intelligence operation was sophisticated and devastating in its effectiveness. Social media has absolutely exploded, with reactions ranging from shock to outrage to complete disbelief that such a betrayal was possible. The hashtag Moxley traitor is trending worldwide, while hashtag AEW is finished is being used by WWE fans celebrating what they see as the death blow to their rival promotion. The wrestling community has never been more divided and angry than it is right now. The financial implications for AEW are catastrophic, with the company's stock price plummeting and major sponsors expressing concerns about the stability of the organization. Losing their biggest star to WWE represents a massive blow to their credibility and raises serious questions about their ability to compete in the wrestling wars. The economic damage from this defection could be irreversible. What makes this betrayal even more disgusting is the revelation that Moxley had been recruiting other AEW talent to join him in jumping ship to WWE. Text messages leaked by anonymous sources show him actively trying to convince wrestlers to break their contracts and follow him to the competition. He wasn't just leaving. He was trying to destroy AEW from within. The legal battle that's brewing between AEW and WWE over this contract termination could reshape the entire wrestling industry. AEW is reportedly preparing massive lawsuits for contract interference and tortious inducement, while WWE is confident their legal team found legitimate ways to acquire Moxley's services. The courtroom drama could be more entertaining than any wrestling storyline. Industry insiders are describing this as the most significant talent acquisition in wrestling history, surpassing even the biggest signings of the Monday Night Wars. The strategic value of stealing AEW's top star while simultaneously gaining access to their corporate secrets makes this a masterstroke that could end the wrestling war before it really began. WWE has essentially delivered a knockout punch to their competition. But perhaps most shocking of all is the revelation that Triple H personally flew to meet with Moxley in secret locations to negotiate this deal. The level of secrecy and corporate espionage involved in these meetings shows just how seriously WWE took the mission of destroying AEW's credibility. They weren't just signing a wrestler, they were executing a military-style operation to cripple their rival. The psychological impact on Tony Khan has been devastating, according to sources close to the AEW owner. Friends describe him as completely shattered by the betrayal and questioning his ability to trust anyone in the wrestling business. The personal relationship he thought he had built with Moxley makes this departure feel like a family member stabbing him in the back. Wrestling veterans are calling this the biggest betrayal since Hulk Hogan turned heel at Bash at the Beach, but even that shocking moment didn't involve the level of corporate espionage and behind-the-scenes manipulation that characterized Moxley's departure. The systematic deception and intelligence-gathering operation makes this situation unprecedented in wrestling history. The impact on AEW's television ratings has been immediate and brutal, with viewership dropping significantly in the wake of Moxley's departure announcement. Fans are expressing doubts about the company's future and questioning whether their favorite wrestlers might be the next to jump ship. The confidence and momentum that AEW had been building for years has been destroyed overnight. International wrestling promotions are watching this situation with fascination and concern, as it demonstrates the ruthless tactics that major corporations will use to destroy their competition. The precedent being set could affect talent movement and contract negotiations throughout the global wrestling industry. The implications extend far beyond just AEW and WWE. The revelation that WWE had been planning this acquisition for over a year shows the level of strategic thinking and long-term planning involved in destroying their competition. Internal documents suggest they identified Moxley as the key to undermining AEW's credibility and developed a comprehensive strategy to acquire his services. The corporate warfare has reached levels never seen before in wrestling. Fan reactions at AEW events since the announcement have been mixed, with some showing support for the remaining roster while others express anger and disappointment at being abandoned by their former hero. The emotional investment that fans had in Moxley's AEW journey now feels wasted and meaningless. The betrayal has damaged the trust between wrestlers and their audiences. The investigation into whether other AEW wrestlers might follow Moxley to WWE has created a climate of paranoia and suspicion within the company. Management is reportedly questioning the loyalty of their entire roster, while wrestlers are being more guarded in their interactions. The toxic atmosphere created by this betrayal could lead to even more defections. Medical experts who have analyzed the situation suggest that the stress and pressure from this betrayal could have serious health implications for Tony Khan and other AEW executives. The combination of financial pressure, public humiliation, and personal betrayal creates a perfect storm for stress-related health problems. The human cost of this corporate warfare is becoming clear. The marketing implications are staggering, with WWE gaining massive publicity and credibility from successfully stealing their rival's biggest star. The company's stock price has surged while merchandise featuring Moxley is already being produced for his WWE return. The business benefits of this acquisition could be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Legal experts analyzing the contract termination documents suggest that WWE's lawyers found creative ways to exploit weaknesses in AEW's standard contract language. The sophisticated legal maneuvering involved in this acquisition shows the level of resources and expertise that WWE brought to bear on destroying their competition. The legal precedent could affect all future wrestling contracts. The psychological warfare aspect of this situation is becoming clear as WWE uses Moxley's departure to send a message to other AEW talent about the benefits of jumping ship. The company is essentially using him as a recruiting tool to convince other wrestlers that their careers would be better served by returning to WWE. The strategic messaging is sophisticated and effective. Wrestling journalists are scrambling to uncover additional details about this shocking development, while sources within both companies remain tight-lipped about the full extent of the negotiations. The level of secrecy surrounding this deal suggests there may be additional bombshells waiting to be revealed. The story continues to develop, with new shocking details emerging daily. The cultural impact of this betrayal extends beyond wrestling, as it represents the triumph of corporate power over independent spirit. Moxley's departure symbolizes the difficulty of competing against established monopolies even when offering creative freedom and better working conditions. The broader implications for entrepreneurship and competition are significant. As the wrestling world continues to reel from Jon Moxley's earth-shattering betrayal of AEW and his shocking return to WWE, the long-term consequences of this decision continue to unfold with devastating effects on the entire industry. This moment may be remembered as the beginning of the end for wrestling's brief period of genuine competition and the return to WWE's total dominance.